What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Rewind Theater for DC Universe Online. I'm Greg Miller alongside IGN Big Cheese, Hillary Goldstein.
I'm the cheesiest. If you're lactose intolerant, you should not listen to my voice.
Or any podcast we're ever on. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. In the San Francisco office, Hillary and I are the biggest comic book fans you're going to find. So that's why we're here to give you a lot of rundown on what's happening. There's a lot of stuff going on in this trailer. Right now you're getting an awesome voiceover from Lex Luthor. The things you need to pick up on here, Superman is gone because his powers have been drained from constant battle, and he's living in self-imposed exile. All that's going to be pretty important here in a second. We're going to pause right now. What you're coming up on, this is the future. Spoilers. I'm going to let you know before you even get to the end. This is the future. This is something that's going to be happening in the future. Lex is talking about it. Here we have a dead Green Arrow laying over a car. And if you look down to their corner, a broken Metropolis sign. We are in Metropolis.
So if I live in Metropolis now, since this is the future, I should probably move.
Unless something's going to change that. We'll see if we can later on down the line. But yes, this is the city of tomorrow destroyed. Here we go. Wonder Woman makes her non-grandiose entrance, but that's the Amazon princess herself, Wonder Woman there. Obviously, Metropolis has seen better days. Running in here looks like a giant robot. Actually, it's Metallo, I believe, with his Kryptonian heart, Kryptonite heart, Kryptonite powers in general, all that green stuff.
And I will also note, for the fans, we should note that that is Wonder Woman in her classic costume, not in the new costume that everybody hates.
Exactly. Right here, falling down, Giganta, shot in the head by Green Lantern. I wonder if he killed her right there. If you notice, this is what you're going to see here. This is a really hardcore DC universe. People aren't holding back anymore.
And you'll notice that all of the heroes have kind of extra armor on them that you wouldn't see. Like, for example, that's Batman in his I'm as protected as I possibly can.
Except my mouth. I'm not worried about my mouth getting hurt. Flash also wearing some battle armor here. This is very similar to the Total Justice toy line, if you remember that. They had goofy stuff. Victor Stone, the cyborg here, getting some instruction from Batman.
Which means that DCU also recognizes the characters nobody has liked since 1985.
Exactly. Yeah. Ever since the original Teen Titans, no one's cared about Victor Stone. If we can pause it right here, or rewind it, I should say, and pause it right there. This is the top of the Daily Planet. This should show you how bad the shape everything is. There's the sphere of the Daily Planet we all know and love, broken, mutilated. Then you have Lex Luthor there in his battlesuit armor with Deathstroke to his right, and who I'm assuming is Artemis to his left, Diana's sister, Wonder Woman's sister.
Fun little anecdote, Deathstroke has wavered back and forth between good and evil.
I know, one day he'll decide. This is a great scene right now. First off, if you let it go just a little bit further, you hear Mark Hamill talking. Mark Hamill back as the Joker. But right there's a flash on Harley Quinn. She is wearing Robin's cape. That is Robin's cape with a hole in the back. Maybe Robin's been shot to death. But that black and yellow contrast, clearly that was the Boy Wonder before he was shot in the back, I'm assuming, by the Joker. Flash trying to get away from it. The fastest man on Earth. He can do it, but this is still, not the Metropolis we're used to. Diana with her unbreakable bracelets. And as we want to rewind 1 second, this is important later on, Deathstroke has the lasso of truth. This is something, obviously, that in comic book lore, things get changed around a lot. The basic thing is that lasso of truth is going to make you tell the truth whenever you got it. But sometimes in the past, which will be important in this trailer, it can mean that people can give you a subliminal command and you can't break it. So if we can get going again here, lasso of truth, Artemis shoots her, says sister, there you go. Black Adam again, Green Lantern. Green Lantern about to get a movie, Hillary. Everybody knows this guy, right?
Yes, that's Hal Jordan.
Yeah, Hal Jordan.
He's a big deal. He is not voiced by Ryan Reynolds, though.
If you want to pause right here, the big thing about the Green Lantern, right, is that what his power is that he has a power ring, and anything he can imagine with his willpower, he can create.
Anything, if he can will it, it can be true unless it's yellow.
Yes.
Because he is...
Well, that was back in the day. That's why Hal Jordan sucks, yes. But an important thing right here, if you go, stop right here. Why isn't Green Lantern blasting Black Adam off him? I say it's a struggle of willpower. As many people remember, once Deathstroke clashed with the JLA, grabbed Kyle Rayner's ring, and tested a theory that if he held him and tried to will his power through the ring, it was a battle of willpower. Maybe he could overpower it. That's what's happening here as Black Adam crushes Hal's hand. Shazam, huge instantaneous blast, going to clear the battlefield, get people out of the way. Luthor can't hold back.
By the way, the classic holding somebody while you cry out Shazam, straight out of Kingdom Come.
Obviously.
The awesome Mark Waid miniseries everybody might remember.
Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, dead again. Finally. Thank you. I won't even get into how much I don't like Hal Jordan. But anyways, dead. You can see more destruction here. This is how the battle's been going. Batman lived through it, of course. Batman's tough. But back to my lasso of truth argument of what the powers are exactly. Bam. This is tied around Batman's chest. Batman should be able to get out of this in about 2 seconds, but he can't. Which makes me think that in this game, at least for a little bit, we're willpowering it. If you want to rewind here, it looks like, in all awesomeness, Joker has used Harley Quinn again, this time to save his own life from the blast. Harley Quinn looks dead here, uses a human shield. There's Joker. I'm with stupid. A lot of detail in this. Blur does such an amazing job with these characters.
Absolutely.
And see, right there, Deathstroke is beating the Cape Crusader while he just hangs there. Batman could be out of that in 2 seconds.
That might be one of the most horrific images in the history of DC Comics.
I know, right? Batman just being beaten like a piñata to death. Of course, Joker doesn't want that. He wants to kill him. Fires off a big old rocket here, and it looks like that's a direct hit. That looks like it's the end of both Batman and Deathstroke. You can still see Batman
Deathstroke has healing powers, so you never know.
True.
Don't count him out.
And here we go. This is the big one, right? He's telling Luthor knows that Superman is hanging out. He's gone into his self-imposed exile to try to get more powers. Here we go. This is an important one to pause at. If you notice, there's 2 things people ask me about this. Why is Superman up there? Number 1, he's a Kryptonian. He's powered by Earth's yellow sun. So if he's been
recharging his batteries.
If he's been battling nonstop, he's obviously getting the poop kicked out of him. Metropolis is destroyed.
He left his razor at home.
He needs to get up there. Yeah, exactly. He's been up there for days at a time, apparently. The other question I get about this, why are his eyes glowing red? He has heat vision, obviously, and as everybody knows, when Superman's pissed, like anytime Lois gets killed in a comic or something like that, eyes glow red.
My theory is that you can't see that he's actually microwaving a Pop-Tart.
Oh, yeah? He's making the sun go faster by shooting it. Anyways, he's pissed. He hears Diana, goes, doesn't rewind the Earth in time because that is a crazy little thing he hasn't been able to do since Crisis on Infinite Earths back in the 80s. Plows into Lex. You can see right here, the important thing here, none of these heroes are holding back. Like I said, I think Giganta got shot in the head and was killed. Superman's not at all afraid to really tangle with Lex. Right there is an important moment, too. Superman calls out for Batman. Batman is dead. He doesn't know that yet. You know, Black Adam gets called in by Lex. Here we see how powerful Superman is when he's not holding back, and then breaks his arm, burns his face off, which is probably, for me, the coolest moment, I think, in this trailer. Just how rad Superman is, and just, he's that pissed. I mean, he's got nothing left to live for, right? You figure if Metropolis is like this, the rest of the world's like this, Jimmy's dead, Lois is dead.
But somebody gets the last laugh on Superman here.
Of course. Well, first off, Wonder Woman's mouth. How many times is that going to get Superman into trouble? And there comes some kryptonite falling out of it. Superman back to being in a weakened state.
She's a spitter.
Yeah, having a really, really rough time right now. And Lex is about to stomp back in. Like, a lot of you are probably wondering, I mean, how did they get the upper hand on here? You know, what you're about to find out from Lex Luthor after he kills Superman here is that all hell's been breaking loose. They've been working with Brainiac. So Superman warns them, you know, you've lost everything. Lex isn't. This is the one defining moment of what Luthor's always been trying to do, and that's kill Superman. But it's short-lived. He looks up. Brainiac ships are invading.
Nothing ever goes right for Lex Luthor, let's just say.
Yeah, why would anyone work with Brainiac at this point? Like, Lex admits that he's known for a while that Brainiac has been siphoning off superhero powers to make, you know, this ultimate, you know, make Brainiac unstoppable. He thinks he's going to work with him. Clearly, Brainiac's going to screw him over.
Lex's ego lets him think that he can never be outsmarted by somebody else. Which Brainiac knows. He uses it against Lex, basically.
He even says that he's blinded by his one ambition here of beating Superman, killing all these superheroes. So now we jump back to present day. We're up in the Watchtower, you know, the moon base that the Justice League uses to overlook Earth. And Lex is, of course, giving this to the Trinity of the DC Universe, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, telling them what has happened and how they have to be able to stop it. That, you know, Brainiac was siphoning their powers, trying to make everybody superpowered. Lex has been able to hang on this long, but he had to go back to stop it.
Of course, if Lex Luthor came to you, Superman or Batman, and gave you this story, you would think he was trying to trick you.
And you wouldn't believe him, just like Batman doesn't, because Lex Luthor cannot be trusted.
And Batman's paranoid.
No, exactly. For most of the time, for the right reasons. Here we go. This is where you come in, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to rewind and pause that shockwave effect. This is the genesis of DC Universe Online. Basically, Lex is saying that, you know, we couldn't beat him on our own. We need to work together. We need way more firepower to beat Brainiac when he comes on this assault. So what he does is sets off a little bomb out there, a little pulse that gives people superpowers. That's where you're going to get these thousands of new superheroes when the MMO launches. So that's that shockwave spreading across the world. Hillary, thank you so much for joining me. For all the news on DC Universe Online, you can check out IGN.com every day.
Hey, that's where I work.
Hey, cool.